Manitoba RCMP say they have seen an increase in grandparent scams in northern Manitoba, an area that previously had few reports of such incidents. Mounties say 4 elderly Flin Flon residents have reported receiving calls over the last few months from a scammer claiming to be either a relative or a lawyer. Joining us now with details on this grandparent scheme is RCMP Constable Ricky Perkins. Good morning, Constable.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, tell us about what happened in this case in Flin Flon.
So yeah, up in Flin Flon, the cases were just, what stood out to us was that that community hadn't been one that had really seen a lot of these types of frauds in the past, especially in the northern part of the province. We haven't seen a lot of them there. So that's kind of what piqued interest in those cases specifically. Mm-hmm. Usually we see them in more of the southern rural communities or the larger cities.
Okay, and so what did they say in this case on the phone?
The specifics of those, I'm not really able to share. However, the scam is usually in a similar message where it's a loved one, like a grandchild or another family member or a friend calling, or maybe even a lawyer or a police officer representing that loved one. Claiming that they're in trouble. Maybe they've gone into an accident, they need money for medical expenses or travel home, or even for bail to get out of jail.
And so they tell them, we're in trouble, we need some money. Wire some money, mail some money? What are they asking for? Yeah,
both. We see a lot of these scams, them wanting to send cash because it's very difficult to trace cash. Especially if it leaves, the Canadian borders. But also recently, we've seen a lot of cases where crypto has been involved, cryptocurrency, because again, of how easy it is to send. And again, the whole platform of crypto is to be anonymous. So again, it makes it difficult to trace where the money ends up.
Okay, so what do you want people to know about this scam, and what are signs that it's not real?
Well, I think, a lot of times, police officers and lawyers aren't going to be calling you for money over the phone. So I think that's a big red flag. Another one is, I know in a lot of family cases, maybe people don't stay in touch as much, but, if you are closer with your family and you didn't expect them to be traveling anywhere, that's a red flag. If you get a phone call all of a sudden that, your grandson's in a foreign country and is in jail when, you knew that he's in school here, or you had spoken to him a couple of days earlier and his plans weren't to go to, Italy or something like that.
Right. Now, is also the messaging, if you get a call from someone, maybe hang up and try calling them back?
Yeah, I suggest to victims, or when we go and do some education to different folks, is ask the caller for a callback number and then try to call the family member that they're calling you about. Okay. Right. And if you can't get a hold of it, if it's your grandson, call, your son or daughter and make sure that they're okay. Yeah. Okay. Because I think that would right there eliminate, 99.9% of these scams if we did that.
Good tip. Okay. Well, thank you, Constable, for your time today. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.